The vast sky of the Cheese Moon is serene and bathed in a golden hue under the mystical light of the Milky Way. The uneven surface, dotted with countless creamy cheese craters, is immersed in a rare moment of peace. The tiny engineer Grog is comfortably leaning back on a glowing golden rock, enjoying the absolute silence of the universe. Curled up right next to him, the giant dinosaur Rexy is happily munching on a fragrant block of cheese with a look of pure satisfaction. The atmosphere is so peaceful that one could hear the steady breathing of the two explorers drifting into a short nap. However, that grand peace of the universe never lasts long on this perilous journey of exploration. From the deepest end of the dark void in the distance, a few glowing red spots suddenly flash, tearing through the veil of silence. Those points of light grow larger at a terrifying speed, trailing blazing tails that light up a corner of the sky. The shadow of a colossal disaster begins to fall upon the peaceful surface of the Cheese Moon, eclipsing even the starlight. A fiery meteor shower is hurtling toward them with unstoppable, destructive power. The first seismic shock hits the ground as a giant meteor smashes into a nearby crater. The earth-shattering collision creates a massive explosion, launching tons of molten cheese high into the air. Grog jolts awake, his bronze diving helmet rattling violently as the shockwave sweeps through the campsite. Rexy panics and spits out his half-chewed cheese, his printed eyes widening to their absolute limit in sheer terror. The once golden sky is now completely dyed in a brilliant, fiery red as thousands of flaming rocks rain down. Realizing the extreme urgency of the situation, Grog instantly leaps to his feet, casting aside all exhaustion to activate survival mode. Ignoring the hail of rocks flying past his head, he sprints like an arrow toward his technical toolbox, carefully placed at the corner of the landing pad. The engineer frantically digs through the pile of plastic bricks, sweating profusely as deafening cheese explosions constantly echo around them. With the sharp instincts of a master builder, he pulls out light bluish-gray Technic pieces and begins working at the speed of light. Every gear and every pin is snapped together by his glossy yellow hands with absolute flawless precision. Rexy stands guard behind him, using his massive body and metallic silver armored tail to swat away incoming debris, shielding Grog. In the blink of an eye, a state-of-the-art anti-aircraft weapon takes shape right in the middle of the destructive firestorm. It is the heavy-duty plasma net gun, an engineering masterpiece specifically designed to counter space disasters. Grog hoists the massive gun onto his shoulder, its immense weight making his tiny feet sink deep into the soft cheese ground. He slams the priming lever, and the energy core inside the gun instantly awakens with an ear-piercing electromagnetic whine. The entire body of the weapon radiates a blindingly brilliant, trans-light blue glow, ready for an uncompromising battle. Grog looks up at the fiery red sky, squinting as he takes dead aim at a meteor hurtling straight toward their spaceship. With absolute resolve, the engineer squeezes the trigger, unleashing the full power of the advanced weapon. An energy projectile bursts from the barrel, tearing through the air faster than cosmic lightning. Upon hitting the target, the projectile instantly blooms into a massive plasma net, brilliantly illuminating the entire sky. The tough, glowing net entirely engulfs the flaming meteor, completely neutralizing its terrifying kinetic energy. The space rock, tightly bound, slowly loses its intense heat and drops harmlessly to the ground with a heavy thud. Seeing the miraculous effectiveness of the new weapon, Rexy jumps for joy, clapping his stubby little arms together to cheer for his tiny friend. But there is no time to celebrate. The sky is now completely choked with countless other deadly fireballs. The life or death battle to protect their home on the Cheese Moon officially enters its fiercest stage. Grog stands tall in the clearing, becoming an unbreakable, invincible anti-aircraft fortress. He pumps and fires continuously, his hands moving so fast they become a blurry yellow plastic illusion. Light blue plasma nets are constantly launched into the air, weaving a solid protective shield right above their heads. Every pull of the trigger catches a meteor, extinguishing the aggressive flames that threaten to incinerate everything.
Rexy doesn't just stand still either. The dinosaur takes on the role of an incredibly dedicated and passionate reloader. He continuously hauls spare energy cores with his giant jaws, dropping them perfectly into the gun's loading chamber. Thanks to their flawless and perfectly synchronized teamwork, Grog's firepower is never interrupted for even a fraction of a second. The energy nets bloom across the sky, creating a magnificent and spectacular blue fireworks display rarely seen in the universe. The surface of the Cheese Moon shakes violently, but the area around their ship remains completely unscathed. Just when it seems the meteor shower is beginning to weaken, and the two are about to breathe a sigh of relief, a terrifying event occurs. From the center of the fiery red dust cloud, a colossal meteor, the size of a skyscraper, rips through space and plummets straight down. Its heat is so extreme that it vaporizes the cheese surface even before it makes impact. Grog freezes. The gun in his hand seems hopelessly tiny compared to the roaring, fiery rock monster above. The gun's warning system flashes frantically, signaling that the target has far exceeded the capacity of a standard net. The colossal meteor's light glares off Rexy's scratched visor, reflecting an overwhelming sense of despair. If this rock falls, not only will their ship be crushed, but an entire hemisphere of the Cheese Moon will be shattered into pieces. Grog grits his teeth, cold sweat breaking out on his forehead, and decides to make the most reckless move of his life. He overrides the safety limiters on the gun, twisting the energy output knob to an absolute, unpermitted maximum. The plasma core reacts violently, screaming with ear-piercing electromagnetic shrieks, and the entire gun shakes violently as if about to explode. Seeing his little friend risking his life, Rexy doesn't hesitate. He rushes forward, pressing his massive body tightly against Grog to act as a brace. The tyrant's heavy legs dig deep into the cheese ground, creating the firmest anchor in the universe to withstand the horrific recoil. Grog aims dead center at the fiery monster, pouring all their hope and survival into this final pull of the trigger. A blinding light blue flash erupts, so intense that it momentarily blinds everything around them. The super compressed plasma round shoots upward, trailing a brilliant energy tail that cuts across the dark night sky. When it hits the surface of the giant meteor, it doesn't just bloom, it detonates into a colossal web of light that envelops the entire space. The ultimate plasma net squeezes the giant rock tightly, millions of electrical sparks tearing at each other with deafening screeches. The immense kinetic energy of the meteor pushes the net to its absolute stretching limit, pressing downwards and making the surrounding air feel thick. The horrific downward force pushes both Grog and Rexy backward, making them slide and carve two deep trenches into the cheese surface. But they don't give up. Rexy unleashes a space-shaking roar and slams his silver tail straight into the ground as the ultimate anchor. The combination of the dinosaur's muscular strength and the master builder's advanced technology finally works. The plasma net reaches its maximum tension, and with an impossible elastic snap, it violently hurls the colossal meteor right back up. The fiery rock monster is thrown out of its trajectory, completely deflected, and sent hurtling back into the deep, vast Milky Way. It explodes at a safe distance, creating a brilliant halo like a newborn star, lighting up a whole sector of the universe.
Down on the ground, the plasma gun is smoking heavily. Its circuits burnt out, and it finally crumbles into a pile of loose bricks. Grog lets his arms drop and falls flat on his back onto the soft, spongy cheese ground, his chest heaving as he gasps for air, having drained his very last drop of strength. Rexy is equally exhausted. He collapses right next to him, his tan belly rising and falling with every heavy breath. The two lie in silence, gazing up at the night sky, which is now completely clear and swept clean of any seeds of destruction. Tiny shooting stars glide by like a gentle farewell, returning the inherent peace to the golden yellow satellite. Although the campsite has been turned into a massive mess with countless jagged cheese craters, the most important thing is that they are still alive. Their beloved spaceship still stands tall, without a single scratch, all thanks to the incredible sacrifice and bravery of the two explorers.
Grog turns to look at Rexy. His face is covered in soot and dust, but his eyes shine with a radiant, deeply proud smile. The tiny engineer manages to lift his exhausted arm, giving a thumbs up to praise the courageous fighting spirit of his giant friend. Rexy nudges his massive snout forward, blowing a puff of steam that fogs the glass, then sticks out his tongue to gently lick Grog's bronze helmet as a thank you. The bond between a prehistoric creature and a tiny builder has never been this remarkably strong and tight. Together, they slowly push themselves up, brush the dust off their bodies, and begin the process of cleaning up the devastated battlefield. Grog carefully picks up every gray brick of the shattered plasma net gun, tenderly packing them away into his toolbox to be repaired another day. Meanwhile, Rexy has a very unique way of cleaning up. He happily goes around picking up the blocks of cheese that were perfectly roasted golden brown by the meteors and pops them into his mouth. It turns out the disaster wasn't entirely bad. It accidentally provided the dinosaur lord with the most delicious grilled cheese feast he's ever had. Watching Rexy munching away with such satisfaction, Grog can only shake his head with a wry smile, his own stomach now starting to rumble in protest. The two sit back down around a still smoking cheese crater, enjoying a late-night meal amidst the ruined yet warm scenery. The hardships and dangers of the universe seem incapable of breaking the optimistic spirit and resilience of this bizarre duo. Under the magical light of the Milky Way, the long shadows of the two friends stretch across the ground, blending into the quiet painting of the dark night. The Cheese Moon is safe, but there is no doubt that countless harsher challenges are still waiting for them on the next planets. The night sky, glowing with sparkling stars, looks as if it is silently applauding the great victory of the tiny heroes. Their heroic mark will forever be engraved on the cratered, sweet surface of this brilliantly golden celestial body. Grog gently rests his head against the silver armor on Rexy's tail, blinking his eyes before slowly drifting into a deep, dreamless sleep. Rexy curls his massive head around, wrapping up his little friend, forming a solid, protective wall against any storm. The camera slowly pulls back, capturing the entire peace and tranquility of the tiny campsite amidst the vast, boundless universe. From the ruins of the fiery meteors, sparkling trans-blue bricks slowly float up into the air. They dance in a circle before slowly and artistically assembling themselves together with exquisite precision. The text signaling the end of episode 68 appears brilliantly against the clear night sky, radiating a magical trans-blue aura. The text lingers for a few short seconds before dissolving into countless sparkling stardust particles that sprinkle evenly across the ground. The screen slowly retreats into the vast, dark emptiness of the infinite universe. A perfect silence envelops the space,
giving way to a pitch-black screen that closes out an epic episode. Suddenly, in the bottom corner of the screen, Zippy the ant pops his head out of a tiny cheese crater, wearing a smoking meteor shell on his head, violently waving his subscribe sign, letting out a sharp squeak before retreating backwards and vanishing into the ground right before the screen snaps permanently to black.